NFC North. We got the Lions sitting at 9.5 wins, Vikings 8.5 wins, Bears 7.5, and the Packers also sitting at 7.5 wins. Go ahead, start off with the Vikings, the winners from last season. What do you think?
The Vikings should be good again this season. They lost Dalvin Cook, but it looked like Madison was running pretty well towards when he got his chances in the last couple seasons. So Vikings are going to be good. They had a lot of close wins last season, so it might be tough for them to replicate that same record. But I have them winning 9 or 10 games this season. I call it 10. Kirk Cousins is a rock. He does his thing every season, does well in games that aren't prime time. They got Justin Jefferson, the best wide receiver in the game. They got Jordan Addison out of USC, who seems like he's going to be a really good number 2 behind him. And they got TJ Hawkinson, too, from the Lions. And he's a really good tight end. So I see their offense being really well. And as long as their defense is decent, adequate, they should be fine.
How many wins did you say you had the Vikings getting? 10, right?
9 or 10, but I'll call it 10.
9 or 10. So I think the Vikings, they're 7 or 8 win team this season. That number of 11-1 in one score games is glaring at me right now. Glaring me. It's hard for me to get behind the Vikings, and I might be wrong. They could win this division again. They could do all these great things. I'm not saying they're going
to win division, but we'll get that to that later.
Yeah, they could do these great things. That Justin Jefferson, that Kirk Cousins connection is great. I mean, you have the best wide receiver in the league. And you've got the anti-prime time GOAT.
Yeah.
Like 11-1 in one score games. I don't think they're going to replicate that. That's probably going to come back down to be somewhere that's 12. That's probably going to be around the average, probably like 6-6 in one score games. That's already if they've shown an inability last season to even keep a sizable lead against lesser opponents, or they get behind, and they have to come back, and they're capable of that. But it's these sizable leads they have to get and keep a lead. That defense didn't do them any favors last season. And I don't think that defense got better this offseason. I think it got worse. They're a younger defense now. And I don't think that the Vikings are a team that anyone outside of Minnesota should be backing this season. Keep it to your little region. Root for your team, be happy, and hate on me all you want, but I'm not a Vikings fan this season, and I could eat it. I could eat my words come playoff time when they're sitting at 14-3, and they have the number 1 seed. But
that would be amazing.
It's not going to happen. I'm going to be starving. I'm going to be going to sleep hungry. Not eating a damn word. Game. I've got a bet in this division. It's not sexy bet. I think it's a little bit better than the Browns. I think it's a lot better than the Browns in terms of public perception, because even I'm nauseous thinking about having to root for the Browns, and I probably honestly won't root for the Browns. I'll probably bet against them all season and see if I can make that money back. And then we're all winners. Yeah, I got off on a little tangent, and that's who I am as a person. I am a tangent.
ADHD.
I don't know.
So I have the Vikings at 10 wins. You have them at 7?
We'll say 7, yeah.
Okay.
7 and 10.
So I think that sums
that's
up
how
the
that works out.
Vikings. Let's move on to the next team.
Did you want to go ahead and talk about the public darling or the team that nobody wants to talk about?
Let's go with the team nobody wants to talk about. That sounds like a good podcasting segment.
So, Jordan Love and the Packers. What are your thoughts? First of all, I want to know, is that the team you thought we were about to talk about?
Team nobody wants to talk about? Yeah, I figured that was it because nobody's been talking about
it. Okay, all right, so we're on the same page.
Jordan Love in the Pack. It's tough. I mean, you keep getting mixed reports coming out of Packers camp. People are saying Jordan Love's looking real good. He's picking up the offense. Others are saying he's
Jordan Love is Timothy.
Other people coming out of the camp saying he's not looking that great. He's going to need some time to develop. And even the Packers CEO came out at the beginning of training camp saying that he's not sure what they're going to have with Jordan Love until probably like week 8 or 9, which is not a ringing endorsement at all. They still have a young wide receiving core, but we still don't know Bakhtiari's status, offensive lineman for them. So he's coming off of injury. It's tough to know how he's gonna come back, if he's gonna be ready to come back at all. They only brought in like one key addition, which is a safety. So I don't see them, even if Jordan Love does well this season, I don't see them winning more than 6 games this season, probably.
I have them at 5-12.
Yeah, so I think I might have been being generous with 6, but I just
spot on 5-12, 6-11, same.
Yeah,
not making the playoffs. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, not making the playoffs, and the team on paper doesn't look that great, and I don't think their coach is good enough to make up for the lack of roster.
Yeah, I think that they have a good offensive line. They have a good 1-2 punch at running back, but they have one of the worst wide receiver rooms in the league. Jordan Love is a young, unproven quarterback with, like you said, not so many great endorsements from some pretty important people inside that organization.
Yeah.
So I just do not like the Packers this season. To keep it short. Not my favorite team. It's the team no one wants to talk about.
For good reason. Kind of boring.
Moving on.
So you want to go to America's Darling?
I want to know who you think America's Darling is.
Is it not the Lions?
Okay, all right. I just want to make sure.
Right?
Can never be too sure these days. Yeah. Detroit.
Because everybody's
Motor City. The Motor City.
I think the Lions will be good to okay. I don't think they're going to be great. Their defense, I don't think, got any better this year than they were last year. And their offense, Jared Goff looked really good last year, but I don't see him being great. He can be good, but I don't think he'll be great for them. But I do really like the running back they got in the first round, Gibbs. I think he's going to be really good. I think he's going to be a good spark plug for them.
When the Lions won the turnover battle last season, they were 9-1. That basically tells me right there that Jared Goff is this team's record. I think that they're a great coach team. I love Dan Campbell.
Yeah.
But it is very important to I think a lot of people, when they look at this Lions team, they're forgetting that they lost 17 rushing touchdowns to the Saints in the offseason. Jamal Williams accounted for 17 rushing touchdowns. So now you have to say, I love Jahmyr Gibbs, like you said, and they have David Montgomery as well. Is one of them going to be able to pump out 17 touchdowns? I don't know. Could a
That's gonna be
rookie do it?
tough.
I don't think so. And
Gibbs
then
isn't
David
that type of
Montgomery,
runner
is
either.
he?
He's not a goal line runner.
Yeah. Right. So they got David Montgomery. Is David Montgomery going to get you 17 touchdowns? I'm not sure if that's capable, if he's capable of that. So that the offense does have some question marks because of that. Like they lost, like they were such an explosive offense, but 17 touchdowns from their goal line runner. Granted, not all of those were from the goal line, obviously, but like that's too big of a number for me to pass up on. I think the Lions win eight games.
8 games. I think I have them. I'll put them at 9, but
it's just
yeah.
It's 8 games unless we see some sort of like ridiculous because they have the offensive weapons.
Yeah,
you know, I just
St. Brown.
Yeah, Jameson Williams after week 7. We'll see if he ever gets the chance to start the season week 1. But you know, they've got a good team, good offense, I should say. They have a good offense. The Lions, to me, middle of the road team. I don't think they're winning the division. I think that the public, I think the 9.5 wins is inflated because of the public. Moving on to my favorite team.
Oh, we're actually in agreement here.
Bears are my favorite team. I placed this bet.
Did you really?
I think it was ridiculous. Yeah, for them to win the division, the Browns
I don't
the
think
Bears
that's a ridiculous bet. I think that's a good bet.
There's a lot of people that do. There's a lot of people that don't agree with me on this, and I'm glad that we're in agreement.
Yeah.
Do you want me to start, or do you want to?
No, you can start.
So there's questions, right? And it's does Justin Fields make that leap? Does he continue to show improvement? I think he does. I mean, and that leads me to the next question: is does DJ Moore make a big difference? That is one of the best. They got a steal in the draft. They got a true number 1 wide receiver for Justin Fields, and then they gave up the number 1 overall pick. Like what? So what? They got a true number 1 for their guy. They're saying right now to Justin Fields, they say, this is your team. You are our guy. Go and show everyone that we are not idiots. Show people that we know what we're doing. And I think they did. I think they made some good moves this offseason. They got Justin Fields some help. They improved that defense, which was actually atrocious. That defense was terrible. If it wasn't for the Lions, I think they would have had the worst defense in the league. It was terrible to watch. But they're going to be better this year. And I've highlighted a few games this season. Week 3 at the Chiefs. Week 8 at the Chargers. Week 9 at the Saints. And week 15 at Cleveland. Every other game on this schedule is extremely winnable. They have a cakewalk of a schedule. In my opinion, those were the 4 hardest games that they have to play this year. This team, they play the NFC South. They get the Panthers, the Falcons, the Baker Mayfield Buccaneers, the Tampa Bay Mayfields.
Broncos.
Like this dude, they have an easy schedule. Justin Fields, everything out of camp is that he's shown a great improvement. He's got an arm. We know he has an arm. We know he can move with his legs. And he came out and said that he wants this to be a great season. They got the weapons. I like the Bears. If I was to bet a win total, it would be over 7.5 because I think that's just downright disrespectful to this Bears team. I love this Bears team.
How many games do you have them winning?
I'm not going crazy. Initially, I'm not gonna lie because I've gone through this 3 times now. And initially, after looking at the Bears schedule, looking at everything I just said, I had them at 14-3.
Oh shit!
Not anymore. All right, I'm calmed down. I'm emotional sometimes. All right, I got them going 11-6.
11-6. I
11
think they
and
can do
6
that
this season. That wins
I
the
think I have them
division.
at 10-7.
Yep, 10-7, 11-6. What's up?
I said I still think I have them winning the
What was
division. Outro.